stage, Dwayne Duke, everybody.
How you doing, Pittsburgh? You guys ready to have some fun? Telling drunk stories. Now, I'll tell you what. This is more of a compilation of a story weekend because I am a drinker to the nth degree. I used to live in Tampa, Florida, where I used to drink way too much. And on a Friday night, I got kicked out of a gay bar for calling a man a faggot. Hear me out. He was a cocksucker, so it was not. Yeah. Cause I'm from Ohio, right? And we're not good with greeting each other. We know each other by the big O's on our hats and our shirts. This guy had a big O on his hat. I run over and was like, "Oh wait!" And the correct response is I-O, like not. What are you talking about? And I was like, "Your hat. You were from Ohio. I love you." He goes, "Nah. This hat just sort of matched the outfit I got. I got it at a thrift store earlier today, and it matched. So I wore it out." I was like, "Faggot!" And I got escorted out for hate speech for some reason. I was like, "He's a." Whatever, I'll leave. And I'm having, I went out to celebrate buying a new truck that day. So I'm walking out after being kicked out of a gay bar for calling a man a fag, and I get into this big redneck truck. So my story is just going, I'm not looking good. I get in my truck and I call my friend. I was like, "You're not even gonna believe this bullshit. I got kicked out of a gay bar in Florida." He's like, "Whatever." He goes, "Dude, it's fine. What are you doing tomorrow?" I was like, "Nothing." He goes, "Want to go to Panama City and watch the Super Bowl?" I was like, "No, not really." He's like, "Fuck it. I'll be at your house in the morning. Have your shit packed. We're going to Panama City." This was 2012, I want to say. So we go to Panama City to watch the Super Bowl, and it was one of the years that the Steelers was in. You guys do that a lot, so I don't really know which year it was, but you lost, so that was good for me. Right. He's a big Steelers fan, and he starts drinking heavily when the game is getting like the third quarter, and it looks like they're not going to win. And I'm just sitting in the back, and I'm like, I'm sort of a Browns fan, but I'm mostly just enjoying free alcohol, so I'm not going to say anything. And he's like, "Let's go to the bar. I gotta drink this off." And I was like, "Okay." So we go to a bar. We go to a country bar in Panama City, Florida, as they're referred to down there, a bar. In Panama City, Florida. It's a bar called Coyote Ugly. You guys heard of Coyote Ugly? And it's just like the movies, only sadder. There's no Tyra Banks, but there is meth. So. We're at the bar and we're looking around, and I am a shitstorm magic man. Like when I'm out in public, things just happening that don't happen to normal people. And I look over and there's a man in the corner who's pacing back and forth, not talking to anybody, but I see he's in a full flight suit. And I was like, "James, my friend I was with, we're not talking to him. No, this isn't happening." He goes, "Why not?" I was like, just trust me on this one. Just say no." 15 minutes later, flight suit man comes on over, and now he is right in our faces, and he's talking to us, and I'm making eye contact because I've learned if you look away from a crazy person, that's when they stab you. I don't want to go back to the hospital. He has the flight suit on, and I'm making intense eye contact, and I realize very shortly into the conversation that he is batshit insane, because he goes, "There's been a sexual shift in this country, and I know how to solve the problem." I was like, "Oh, fuck." This that did well. Like, this ends with my butchered body in the back of his truck. That's how this ends. I'm going to be fucking Brandon Cena right now. I don't want any of this. Matthew Shepard, a better reference for you guys? Okay, cool. Yeah, he's the other gay that got butchered. Yeah, sorry, too far, right? He's like, "There's been a sexual shift in this country," and he's telling me all about the sexual shift and how to solve the problem. He goes, "The problem can't be solved with therapy or psychoanalysis. There's only one way to solve that problem." I was like, "How do you solve that problem?" Because, know thine enemy. And he wouldn't tell me how to solve the problem. I could guess. It involved the back of his truck and a little bit of rope, right? It works every time, no evidence. Lynching. And he's going on, and he's saying things like "they" and "them" and "those people." And I was like, "When you say they, do you mean me?" And he gets right in my face, goes, "I don't know, do I?" "No, sir, you do not." He gets real serious for a second. He's got a football under his arm. He goes, "Son, I am the president of these here United States and the general in charge of this shit." And I was like, "All right, so reality is not even an option right now." Okay, great. I didn't notice this at the time, but my friend told me the next morning that his flight suit is covered with things from Starfleet and Star Trek. I just thought it was a regular flight suit because there was an Air Force base like a half mile away. I was trying to get married that weekend, so turned my stuff. And I'm making intense eye contact, and he's talking. He's saying he's like, there's sexual shiftings coming. He kept saying that over and over again, and then he gets really serious, and he stops. He looks me in my eyes, and he goes, "Can I ask you a question?" "Yeah, you can." "Can you tell me why my wife and my son out there in Las Vegas, Nevada, ain't talking to me no more?" And I was like, "Well, what'd you do?" He goes, "Don't ask questions you already know the answer to." What? Right? What did I just get accused of doing here, sir? And so I take a step back, to get closer to my beer and the exit. And he looks at me and goes, "You stay away from my boy. You stay away from my boy." And I was like, "Sir, I live in Tampa, Florida." And for the first time in this entire conversation, he makes the most sense. He goes, "They make airplanes, don't they?" Yes, they do make airplanes. I don't know how you beat me at this one. How'd you guess that? So from that night, I made up my mind that I was going to go out to Las Vegas, Nevada, and I was going to find this man's son, and I was going to sleep with him. Don't you tell me what I can't do, right? So last year I moved to Las Vegas and I had a one-night stand with this guy, and I just called him the president's son the next morning. I was like, "What's up, first kid?" And he was like, "What's that mean?" And I was like, "Oh, your shoes are by the door." So the moral of the story is, set goals, people. Set goals.